Hello everybody, so today we're going to be discussing removal of the latch method Bravo. If you've seen my other video already and your latch is gone, this is just another way you can do it. It does involve removing the pivot and the ball bearings and all that kind of stuff. If you're not comfortable with doing it that way, all you really have to do is remove these screws down here, pry open the handle, and pop the latch out. When you got this pried apart far enough. I'm going to do method B here since I have to remove this latch anyway. Just kind of want to see what's going on up here in this pivot. I'm going to go ahead and remove the handle and take this latch off. Tools. Got a torque driver here that I'm going to be using. And with this, I'm going to be using two different torque sizes. You're going to need a T6 for these down here. So this is the T6 right here. And a T8 for the pivot up here. Now this is a sex bolt and both sides are T8. So you are going to need a secondary torque driver here to kind of stabilize the one side of the sex bolt while you release and unscrew the other side. Again, we need two T8s and only need one T6. The first thing I'm going to do here is remove the pivot. Seems like it's going to be the easiest thing to remove first, so I'm going to take my T8 here. The first time you do this, it is going to be a little bit tougher. I have removed this before. Going to be a lot easier for me. You can always use a vise or something to kind of hold it steady. I do not have a vise, so again, I'm going to have to use my brute strength. Keep it nice and firm in there so it doesn't spin on me. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and stick it in there and then apply pressure and twist it off. So I'm going lefty-loosey on this one. We're just going to spin this all the way out. There's the screw. That up there. I'm going to use this to pop out the pivot. Oops. When you pop out the pivot, it's always good to kind of leave the handle nice and loose so you're not putting pressure on the pivot. So as you can see, that's how the ball bearings look. So when we put it back together, got to make sure we put it back like that. And I'll show you close up kind of what the other side looks like. Alright, so both sides are like that. I'm going to go ahead and remove the handle once you drop out. And there goes the other one. So just to give you kind of a close up look, there is two sides to this ball bearings. I believe they're called caged ball bearings. So this is the side that was facing the handle side, or the blade side, I'm sorry. This side was on the blade, and then this other side was on the handle. Okay, so just remember that when we put it back together, that's how it came from the factory. Don't know if it matters or not. Maybe it does. I don't know. But that's how it came from the factory. So I'm going to put those out of the way. Save those for later. Alright, now that we got the ball bearings out and the pivot nice and safe and the knife out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and dive into the handle here. So to do this, we're going to take our T6 and just lefty-loosey, okay? Put some pressure on there and spin them out. Now, as I said in my other video, if this is your first time taking these out, it is going to be a little bit tougher. If you take this one all the way out first, the other side may spin on you. The fix to that is just pull these all the way out and then tighten them back in so you get all the Loctite off, and then do the other side and it shouldn't spin on you. Or if you have two T6 torque drivers laying around, that'll help too, keep it from spinning. These aren't actual sex bolts, as you could probably tell by now. These screws actually screw into this black section here. So it's not an actual sex bolt, but it still does spin on you. Alright, it may. Alright, so I got those two off. Let's see if this comes apart. It does. Alright, and there we go. So what do we got here? So we have the Zen pin right here. Let's see if I can put this up. Take the latch out. So the latch is just sandwiched in between these two pins right here. I'm just going to take the latch off there. So as you can see, we got the Zen pin up here. All you have to do to take that out is just pull on it and it pops out. Okay, we'll put that somewhere safe. Need that. And then we got the two latch pins right here. Alright, so if you don't want to add a latch later, or if you do and you don't want the latch pins to be on your knife right now, you can go ahead and take that out and then just put the handle back together. Alright, I am going to be putting the latch back on, so I'm going to put these back in here. And to do this, again, all you have to do, it's really just sandwiched in there. There's no Loctite or anything, you know, gummy like that on there. Kind of make it stick together. It's just sandwiched together by the screws down here. So I'm just going to put this both on the same side, make it nice and easy for me. And then I'll take a little Zen pin here and stick that on this side. And again, it doesn't matter. It should just go fit right in no matter which side you put it on. So now to put this back together, all you have to do is just kind of do the reverse step. So I'm going to take this top part of the handle here and match it up down here. Now this can be a little bit fun to do. I just started with the Zen pin there. Just kind of set it up. And then I'm going to work my way down from there. So, yep, luckily it just seats real nice. You just push it together and you're good to go. You're in business. So from this point, I'm just going to go ahead and put the screws back in here to kind of keep the handle sandwiched together nicely. Alright, now that I got that together, we're going to go ahead and put the pivot together. One thing I forgot to mention, if you don't think you're going to be going back into your knife down in this area, you may want to Loctite everything. I'm not going to do that now. Just going to go ahead and put the handle back onto the blade. So first things first, we're going to take our little ball bearings here. We're going to put it so the kind of open side there, let me see if I can show you. So the open side is going to face toward the knife or the blade. And this side is going to face toward the handle. I'm just going to go ahead and put that in there on both sides. Top one first. And then I'm just going to put this one on the other side and kind of keep it in place with my finger. Pretty easy. Then we'll go ahead and reattach the handle there. Go ahead and wiggle this around a little bit just to make sure I got it lined up as possible. You can also kind of eye it up there. Let's see. Okay. Next step, put this down for now. I'll take a little sex bolt here, a little pivot, and put that back in there. Let's see how easy it goes. So it popped in pretty easy. Again, with this, all I did is just put a little pressure, kind of wiggled the handle around, and it popped in pretty good. So now I'm going to take the other side of the pivot here. Just kind of screw it in there. Okay, when I get nice and hand tight, I'm going to bring this back over here. And just crank it down hand tight. And just kind of see where we're at. So as you can see, it's a little stiff. Two things we can kind of do. We can either back it out a little bit, or we can add some lube and kind of see what happens that way. I think I tightened it down a little bit too much, so I'm just going to back it out a little bit. Alright, just one little turn. Let's see where we're at. Way better. Barely any play, just like it's from the factory. Alright, nice and free flowing. I like it. Alright, mission accomplished. We now have a latchless Kershaw Lucha. So from this point, it's just going to be a matter of tuning your baliSong by adjusting the screw tension here for tightness. You may want to put some lube on there. It's all going to be, up to you to kind of figure out where you want to tune your knife to. I like mine nice and loose, so that's what I have there. As soon as you get it to where you like it, it's best, to kind of leave it sit overnight, up to 24 hours, people say, if you did Loctite it, so that the Loctite can take hold and do its thing, so that these pivots don't, or the screws don't, unscrew on you and come out. So that is it. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.